Perhaps one of the key defining capabilities of humankind has been our ability to innovate. The human species have been able to innovate in terms of taking an idea and turning it into something useful since the first time a piece of flint was used as a tool in the Neolithic era. All the way through to our current time, when every artefact, every gadget or process that we use in our everyday lives has actually been conceived, created, manufactured and delivered to us both as individuals and collectively within societies. The sheer scale and extent of this innovation is almost incomprehensible. Some innovations, such as the design of the simple kettle, have benefited from incremental improvements over many, many years, while others, newer ones, such as the computer and the internet, are more radical innovations. The processes, systems and people involved to make all this possible, the skills, know-how, organisational capability at our disposal has also been extraordinary. The creativity, the invention, the ability to drive a process of innovation to provide each product, service or process is actually staggering. But given the scale and extent of human achievements in terms of innovation, it might seem strange to ask questions about its effectiveness of our process, of the counterintuitive to even criticise the veracity of our capacity to innovate. Surely we are the masters of our universe. Well, maybe, maybe not. Intriguingly, our brilliance in innovation has transformed lives and the way of human life for so many. But it has also generated many problems, some of which are sufficient to lead to the decline and potential loss of all civilizations. The irony of our much vaunted innovation is that our incredible ability to innovate has actually sown the potential seeds of our own destruction. Look at climate change, unsustainable environmental degradation and resource use, burgeoning population growth and food insecurity, pandemics and nuclear weapons. Thus the paradox of innovation is that having been the cause of problems, it has also become the means upon which we all rely so much to resolve them. The question then becomes one of whether we actually trust those who've been responsible for causing those problems to then have the means, the processes and the motivation to resolve them. Are the motivations of personal gain in terms of finance, personal accolades, career goals and achievements, or the wants of a wanton society appropriate to address current needs for innovation to transform our economies and address societal and environmental needs? What is the nature of the social contract between those who invent and conceive and all of those who need those inventions, the innovations to have a sustainable future? Can any disconnect that's been created be rectified? What if, on top of all this, our ability to innovate is actually in decline? What if the people, the scientists that we have relied upon for so long to deliver innovation, at the point of our greatest need, are unable to deliver? That they are facing a decline in productivity? What if, collectively, humanity has become complacent? And what if we have become deluded and blinded by the adequacy of our innovative efforts? Could it actually be that the advanced economies of the world are continuing to support moribund processes and institutions of innovation, one that are complacent and self-indulgent, focusing on the wrong things, failing to adapt and innovate themselves, and to notice and act on the proverbial writing on the wall, even when written in colourful graffiti in common sight? What if, like the climate change, the clock is not only ticking, the alarm has now gone off and we've been caught oversleeping? What then for all our futures that are so dependent on innovation for so much? The means by which science is practiced and research categorised and undertaken, how it is taught, its productivity, and in what ways it's communicated and valued, is of great importance. But what and whose needs are being met by science and researchers? Who is public science for, and how are their outputs viewed by the layperson, the taxpayer, and hence the ultimate investor? What value can be placed on different types of knowledge, and what implications are there for innovation? How is innovation prioritised, and how do scientific practices actually limit novelty? And are outputs relevant to the delivery of innovative solutions to real problems that people face? Does every researcher deliver to this need? And what level of impact is achieved by each? These are all important issues to consider with regard to the nature of scientific innovation, how it is conducted, and the institutional structures that facilitate it all. If we have failed to address these difficult questions, and they remain indicative of a wider malaise, then humankind may just sleepwalk into oblivion. As a locus destructive of the resources on which it depends, the populations that we know and cherish and live within may just, in this interconnected world, just crash and fall. We need innovation, but do we need it to be practiced in a different way for it to truly deliver to our current needs and challenges? There's a question.